Wish you'd get a chance to meet her, but you won't.
State, call your first witness.
State calls Deputy Zach Martin.
Come on up. If you would, raise your right hand. You swear affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I swear.
Thank you so much. Please have a seat, adjust the microphone, use the microphone. Thank you. Hey, don't go in there.
Can you introduce yourself to the jury, please, and tell them where you work?
I'm Deputy Zachary H. Martin, currently employed with the Hall County Sheriff's Office. I've been employed with Hall County since June 19th of 2023.
And prior to June 19th of 2023, do you have any law enforcement experience?
Before being employed with Hall County, I worked for the Habersham County Sheriff's Office. I started with them in June of 2015.
And prior to your law enforcement experience, do you have any military experience?
I joined the Army National Guard in 2012, did a combat deployment in 2014, 2015.
So I want to go ahead and direct your attention to March 8th of 2025. Did you receive a call to go to 4238 Bay Ridge Drive in Hall County on that day?
I did.
And what was the nature of the call?
It came out as a problem unknown.
Okay. And Judge, at this time, I would like to tender and play the 911 call as State's Exhibit 1. We had previously submitted a business record certification and notification to the defense of the 911 call.
No objection to States 1.
States 1 is admitted without objection.
We could have just one moment, Judge.
Hall County 911, where's the address of your emergency?
Oh my God, I need help!
What's going on?
I need help!
What is going on?
Please help me! Please help me!
Where are you at?
I'm at...
Where are you?
I'm at 4238 Mavis Drive!
Okay. What's your name? All right, tell me exactly what's happened.
What?
What? Tell me exactly what's happened. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? What's going on? Hello?
County 911, what's the address of the emergency?
I have an emergency! He's dead!
What's going on?
I need help!
What is happening?
Oh my God! Oh, baby! Hello?
Can you tell me what's going on?
What?
Can you tell me what happened?
I can't hear you! What?
Can you tell me what happened?
No, I just need some help.
Okay, what's wrong?
He's dead! No! Oh my God! There's blood!
Okay, and who is it?
He needs help! I can't feel a pulse, please, today.
4238? Okay, I need to know what happened, okay?
Please, an ambulance.
You need it, okay. Can you tell me what happened?
Please, an ambulance. Hurry.
We've already got one on the way, okay? I need to know what
Oh
happened.
my God. Oh my God. Baby, he's not alive.
He's still alive?
Oh my
Okay, we've got help on the
God.
way. I need some officers outside.
Oh my God! Oh my! Oh my God!
Okay, are you able to go to your front door? Can you hear me? No.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Hall County Dispatch, how may I?
Have you had the opportunity to review the incident detail report or CAD report from EMS on this case?
Yes.
And can you tell the jury what time the first call was placed?
The initial call came in at 1:11 a.m.
Okay. And what time did the caller hang up on the first call?
The initial call ended at 1:13 a.m.
Okay. And then what time was the second call placed?
The second call came in at 1:13 and it disconnected at 1:13. The span between the first call, the second call, and the second call ending was roughly 30 seconds.
Okay. And then what about the last call?
The third call came in at 1:19 a.m.
Okay. And so what time did you arrive there at 4238 Bay Bridge Drive?
It was between 1:19 a.m. and 1:22 a.m. I don't remember exactly what time I arrived there.
Okay. And was anyone waiting at the door or outside on the steps for you?
No.
What did you see when you first arrived there?
So arriving on scene at the house, we could clearly see that there was a hole going through one of the windows upstairs. We could see that something had busted through one of the panels of one of the windows. All the lights inside the residence were on.
And so what did you do?
So as Deputy Thomas approached the front door of the house to go attempt to make contact with our caller, until we identify him, we refer to him as caller. I went to the side of the house to see, I heard something rustling, I didn't know if it was a person or what, so I went to the side of the house to go look and see if it was somebody. Turns out it was just an animal running through the woods. After that, I walked back up to the top of the hill, so I had a better overall view of everything that's going on, so I'm not right there at the window. So you have, if you're right at the window, your field of vision is not as great as it would be from a vantage point further back, so I was standing at the road. That's when I started calling out over the radio that I have a hole inside of one of the windows upstairs. Deputy Thomas is still down knocking and announcing sheriff's office. I kind of make my way towards the driveway and start walking down so I can kind of get a little bit better of a view of inside the residence. When we're approaching houses, we try to use different angles of approach so we can have more of a view of everything that's going on. So if you think about it like walking through a doorway, if you just walk straight through that doorway, you have just that straight view, and it kind of cants out just a little bit. Whereas if you angle yourself at the door, you'll have a little bit further view going down from whichever angle you're approaching. So as I'm approaching the house on the right-hand side where the driveway's at, I see Miss Suzanne walking across, for lack of better terms, a catwalk across the stairs with something white inside of her hands. I approach up to the window. I start shining my flashlight, yelling sheriff's office, announce the sheriff's office, shining my light through the windows. See Suzanne go crouch down, drop the towel down, kind of does back and forth motion like scrubbing on the floor. See her get up, walk partially down the first set of stairs, turn around, walk right back up, and then go back to the same position, crouched over on the ground, and start scrubbing the floor again. That's when I loudly announced sheriff's office. It was actually loud enough to the point where one of the neighbors came outside. We ignored him for a little while, but it took about 30 seconds after that where she actually stops, comes down the stairs. At one point, she actually turns and looks at me and then continues to act like doing this motion right here, like she's scrubbing the floor.
Okay. And so how did you get how did she finally come to the door?
I don't know if it's just a combination of me loudly announcing the sheriff's office and the flashlight, or turning and looking and finally just deciding she's going to come down the stairs. In the process of it, my supervisor had arrived on scene, so need be, we would have breached the door, but thankfully she came down the stairs and we didn't have to go that route.
Okay. And how bright is your, I think you testified that you shine your flashlight?
Yes. So
Where did you shine your flashlight?
through the glass, the front door, to begin with, through when you saw the picture of the house, the very top window there, and then as I approached the house, the bottom window shining upwards.
Okay, how bright is your flashlight?
It's a very bright flashlight. This is the flashlight that I used that night, even with the lights on. This is the brightest setting that it has. So, and there's, if the body cam, I don't know if it'll be played the full amount, you can actually see this portion right here that indicates me using the flashlight when it's being used and stuff. So even with this being the lights on in here and using it, me doing this right here, it's still clearly visible. Okay. If anyone in here has seizures, please let me know and I won't do that again.
And so were you wearing a body cam that night?
I was. It's not this body cam. We have upgraded our body cam since the initial incident, but my body cam was on and it was still in this position. If I completely disconnect it, you can see the outline of where my body cam is set the entire time.
Have you had the opportunity to review your body cam prior to coming to court today?
I have.
And is it a true and accurate representation of what you saw that evening?
Yes.
Judge, the state tenders the Deputy Martin's body cam is State's Exhibit 2.
It's the 5 name, Jennifer. Ms. Bagwell, sorry. It's the- You renamed it. Was it Bay Ridge 2-2, or is it printed? Bren 2? Okay. States 2? No objection to?
States 2 is admitted without objection.
The female's no longer responding.
See if we can get contact with the door. No, see if you can get contact at the door. Just remember, it's a lot of glass.
Call County Sheriff's Office. If you're inside, go to the door.
4131 radio.
4131.
I do have a glass window that has a giant hole through it. Where are you hearing screaming from?
It's over to the right, sounds like it's coming from upstairs.
Come to the door now! I have movement.
Good movement.
There's a female up here in the stairwell.
You know, stairwell.
Here she comes. Sheriff's office, come to your door! She's coming down. Cell phone. She's covered in blood. I don't have eyes on. There she is. She's coming to the door now.
Hey man, step right here, what's going on? Step right here.
217 radio, copy 22728.
Get her over there.
Come over here.
Go over there.
Over here. Go over here.
Tag 0, India Delta 3410, ID 3410. Second one is towards tag 0, Hotel Charlie 4742.
Is there anyone else in the house?
4742.
Yes, I think he's dead.
Who's dead? What happened?
Oh, she just came to the door. Stay with her.
Hey, stay with her. We're gonna go inside, all right?
He needs an ambulance.
Okay, we're about to figure that out. Let's move directly to where the gunshots.
She came from upstairs in this room up upstairs.
We're gonna briefly check this.
I had a basement and a garage up here. Do it.
Let's go upstairs.
She came from in here. He's on the floor, face down.
2024
Camera,
Telluride,
gun.
James Fair, that address.
There's a hallway with open door on the left.
Second.
Check on him.
Porsche, Macon, black in color.
Yep.
Department Sam Henry Charlie 4742.
There, and then I'll take this room. Good.
There's a closet over here.
Okay.
It's clear. All right. I don't have a pulse on him.
House is clear. Alright, so we got two guns. What are we looking at here?
There's a hammer gun there.
Let me step in. Take a look. God, that's slippery. Alright. Multiple gunshots, dude. Who did this? So you've already cleared that?
Yes, sir.
I got you. Well, there we go. So, two guns, hammer. Just leave him where he is right now.
You got run through here, run through here.
You can clear the channel. Okay.
Mail in North Patrol,
I wonder if those are her footprints. She barefoot?
Who it was?
written on this fireside.
We're yelling sheriff's office is where.
They're clear to enter. Just have them meet with 4130 out front.
We're yelling sheriff's office and she was running back in here.
Okay. So I wonder if she was trying to clean that up or if somebody else put that there. Don't touch
She
anything.
definitely put that there. I saw her put that there.
Okay. Don't touch anything. Man, I'm very confused about this. Do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no. It looks like 3.
Radio 4120, unit 10
Just 2. Alright.
1047.
This is her boyfriend, is what she said?
I haven't heard her say anything other than he needs an ambulance.
Okay. You
Would this?
stay here.
We'll step out that way.
Um,
The balcony.
Yeah, probably a better idea. Maybe gently. There we go. 2 guns.
Looks like it's a
2 guns.
possible
bit of a shooting.
4140 radio, can you show me today?
Here's what I'm looking at, right? We got, well, that one I think clipped the door, and I think that's that one right there. You see that in
The wall one?
No, the one in the wall right there.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay, well, it's a confusing scene, but we'll figure it out. All right, I'm gonna go downstairs. All right, there's also one here.
4216, 4110. Do you still need additional backup 39?
We don't need any additional units. 4110 radio, have on-call persons place me at 21.
There's also a base there.
See it right there?
Yeah, right here.
4216 radio, swap backs up.
That looks like it came from that
Well,
person.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, man. It's a lot. Just don't touch anything.
Oh, nope.
You guys out there?
Yep. Hey,
Get a crime scene log started. And tape all around the property.
the basement.
He is
Yeah, he's,
unconscious, not breathing, no pulse.
there's one gun here, one gun on the
Careful where
floor.
you step, please.
It is very slick.
I'll get that set up. I'll get that.
You do that. I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
take a look.
Next car.
You don't have gloves, do you?
Not on me. Not here.
Hey, just let me know that they rolled him over onto his back.
Oh, well.
I'm gonna start CPR until we get the pad on at least. Don't you think? We'll see.
I checked neck and foot and didn't feel anything. Y'all got one great.
Where's the, did you see the exit one?
I haven't touched them.
This one we'll just probably start working it until it is.
4131 already.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna start CPR now.
4130.
If you would put a note in the log that fire EMS has started CPR and they also rolled this individual over. Please watch real step.
I noticed. I was just gonna just at least start CPR until we get them on the pads and see what we're working with.
I can hold it. Is this one of y'all's phones? Nope, it's not. Okay.
Okay. And
For the record, we announced the
oh,
time.
8:47, Judge.
Thank you.
So I'd like to go back to the beginning. And I think you had testified earlier that it took a little bit of effort to get the caller to come to the door.
Yes.
Can you step down and, Judge, what I'd like him to do is step down and pause
That's fine.
and go through the body cam because he knows exactly what to point out to the jury, so I'd like him to do that.
I think it should work. Try and do it like on a piece of paper to make it.
Bear with me while I figure this out. Alright. So as we're approaching the house, that's the window I was telling you about. Here. Huh?
The female's no longer responding.
See if we can get contact with the door. No, see if you can get contact at the door. Just remember, it's a lot of glass.
All County Sheriff's Office, if you're inside, go to the door.
4131 radio.
4131.
I do have a glass window that has a giant hole through it.
Yep. 1033 Paris Drive.
Hey, I hear screaming and stuff. That's making a response.
Where are you hearing screaming from?
It's over to the right. Sounds like it's coming from upstairs.
So, right here.
Okay.
You can,
Tell us what you're seeing right there.
you can clearly see a set of legs right here. That's the caller. You can see she's coming down the stairs. And just keep an eye on the spot. It's a little hard with body cam being on my chest, so every time any breathing or anything like that, it's a small camera, so it fluctuates a lot. But so this is at 1:33 in the video. Now she's going back up the stairs. So she had started coming down the stairs and then gone back up the stairs. Prior to that, I saw her walk across, like I said, the catwalk that's up there. You can't see it, unfortunately, in my body camera with the glare from my flashlight and the windows on the inside.
Come to the door now!
Movement. So right here, and if you, I don't know if this zooms in or not, but you can look and you can actually see her right here. So if y'all are me, this right here. Where's my mouse?
Female up here.
So at one point in time during this process, she actually turns over her shoulder and looks at me.
No, sir, well.
All right. So right here is where she's starting to stand up, and rewind it just a little bit if you keep an eye on that spot. So right here.
There's a female up here in the stairwell.
No, sir, well.
And right there, she starts standing up.
Here she comes. Sheriff's office, come to your door! She's coming down.
So the first time I announced sheriff's office is when the neighbor comes out. When I was walking, you could see the house. When I turned around, it was the house directly to the right of their residence. So if you're standing on their front porch, looking to the right, he's the neighbor that came out.
Cell phone. She's covered in blood. I don't have eyes on. There she is. She's coming to the door.
That's good. All right, thank you. You had the opportunity to review some still shots that came from your body cam.
I did.
Judge, I'd like to go first, take a look at these and see if you recognize them.
I do.
Okay, and what are they?
The first one is me checking the pulse on our victim's leg. It looks like appears to be the right leg with my left hand.
Hold on a second. Is there going to be a potential objection on this?
3, 4, 5, no objection.
3, 4, 5 are admitted without objection.
For right now, just tell us if you recognize the pictures. And then we'll go through them one by one.
Okay.
On the screen.
I recognize all of them.
Okay. And are they still shots from your body cam?
They are.
Judge, the state tenders 3, 4, and 5, if you haven't already.
They're admitted.
Okay, thank you, Judge. All right, so looking at State's Exhibit 3, tell us what's going on in this picture and what all you observed.
So you can see up on the left leg up there. Can I stand up?
Sure,
Yes.
please.
Up here. You can clearly see where the handgun is at right here. You can vaguely make out the hammerhead here and the handle grip right here for the hammer, and then the towel that was being used to wipe up blood.
Okay. And so then what is that in the left corner of the picture that we're seeing? Is that your hand?
Yes. So this is my hand, which is very easily identifiable by the bracelet that I wear.
And what is that item that's near your hand on the victim's leg?
The blood, the shadow for me, the blood right here, and then you've got his pant leg and his sock. And I'm attempting to check pulse on the bottom of the leg.
Okay,
Achilles
and
area.
what is that item that's kind of on his pants?
Blood. Can't tell if that's a towel. That looks like a towel.
Okay. Did you, or was it that way when you walked in the room?
Sorry, bear with me, that was since 4 o'clock this year. You got a towel here with the tag that's sticking on the towel going down across them.
All right. And then now moving to State's Exhibit 4. Is that it? Is that it? Oh. All right, and a similar picture, and are you able to see the gun a little bit better in that picture?
Yes. So here you can actually clearly make out the handgun. You can see the pistol grip for the handgun here and the barrel facing up towards our victim's body.
Okay,
You can also make out a little bit better here the handle grip for the hammer and the hammerhead here, as well as the white towel.
and then State's Exhibit 5.
So clear view of the pistol in question, as well as the hammer that is partially covered up by a towel. You can see a little bit clearer now. You got that hammer handle starts here at the head of the hammer here, just partially covered up by a towel. You can also notice in the picture, blood has kind of been pushed towards the victim's body.
Okay. And did anyone touch or move that gun while you were there?
No.
And did you see the crime scene investigator actually remove the gun from the scene?
Yes, before I left the scene, the handgun was removed by crime scene.
And what was underneath the gun?
There was blood underneath the gun.
Okay. And what was your role at this crime scene?
What was my goal?
Your role?
So my role initially after the initial contact of being on scene, what you see my sergeant and I do is we go through is called a protective sweep. That's to verify that there's nobody else inside of the residence. After that is to make sure that none of the evidence inside of the residence is removed until crime scene arrives on scene and they come through and they take the pictures and they gather all the evidence.
Okay. And is this residence here in Hall County?
It is.
And were there other houses in the cul-de-sac?
Yes, there's 2 or 3 other residences inside that cul-de-sac.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all the questions I have.
Defense, are you need the AV?
Not at this moment, Judge. We may do the elbow at some point.
Let me know. Thank you.
Judge, the defense is tendering Defendant's Exhibit 1, limited warranty deed for the residence. This is self-authenticating. It is sealed. We're tendering Defendant's Exhibit 1.
No objection.
Defendant 1 is admitted without objection.
Deputy Martin, am I correct if I say that you, at the time you show up, have no clue who owns this residence, who doesn't own this residence?
Correct. When we get calls sent to us, we're given what dispatch is given. So if they have more information, such as name, date of birth, or location, that's inside of our call notes. But even then, we're not given the information of who owns the residence. It's just who calls in.
When calls come out to 911, they can come out in a variety of ways based upon the information that's given to the dispatcher. True?
Yes.
And you were asked about what kind of call this was, and I think you called it problem unknown.
Yes.
Problem unknown means dispatch didn't get enough information to be able to tell what this is.
Correct.
In other words, nobody was able to articulate to them, this is a shooting, this is a family violence situation, we've got a runaway, there's some problem with a neighbor. None of that stuff was given to 911, so they go problem unknown. True?
Yes.
I want to talk to you about timeline stuff.
Okay.
I think you said 1:22 a.m. is when you pulled up.
I said between 1:19 and 1:22. She was still on the phone with dispatch. As I approached the side of the house, you can hear dispatch say she's no longer responding to us. We're already on scene at that point in time.
1:19, they're talking to you, they being dispatch,
Yes.
and they must be fielding a call from her is what we presume,
Yes.
but you don't have access to that call.
Unless I was to go request it from dispatch, I would not have access to it.
At that time, I mean, you don't have access to
No,
that.
I don't. So the audio and stuff like that, we don't have access to that as we're going to a call.
And all we know is 1:19, she's on the phone to 911 again, and you're arriving on scene somewhere between 1:19 and 1:22.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what happens between 1:19 and 1:22 if you arrive at 1:22?
What's being put into the call notes?
What's happening at the residence before you get there?
So from the time of the initial call, our calls are constantly being updated. So we listened to the audios from the calls a little while ago. As I'm driving down the road, if I may move the computer. So as we're driving down the road, the microphone's going to be my steering wheel. This computer is going to be the computer inside of my car. So I'm focusing on the road. As if I'm getting closer to the scene, my computer's constantly updating. If my body cam was rolling inside the vehicle, you would constantly hear my computer saying incident updated, incident updated, incident updated. Every time that happens, it's either a unit being assigned to it or dispatch putting in something new into the call notes. The road leading into this residence is a windy road, so I'm not taking my eyes off of off of what I'm doing to look at the computer, see what's going on. So as I arrived on scene, I had not gotten any of the new updates that have been put into the incident.
You remember what my question was?
Whether or not I saw what was going on between 119 and 122?
Whether you knew what was happening at the residence after 1:19 and the time you pulled up.
I do not. I just know what was going on when I arrived on scene.
And what you've testified about is making very loud noises to say, police are here, right, come outside, correct?
Correct.
And you're yelling this stuff into the residence because you know there's at least some problem there.
Yes.
You don't know what the problem is.
No.
You've got some, what looks like bullet holes in those windows.
Correct.
Right? Could be anything. Please come out. True?
Yes.
And you're not getting a reply, and a neighbor actually hears it because it's so loud.
Correct.
Exactly. And the only time you get a response is when you shine that crazy bright flashlight that you've got into the window and it hits Miss Mericle, the light.
Correct.
Right? In other words, she responds to the light, but not the sound.
At one point when I'm announcing the sheriff's office, she does turn and look towards us.
Okay, before the light?
There's several times where I shine the light inside the residence. There's also several times the sheriff's office is announced.
Let's take a look. Looks like 1:21 on this.
So the timestamps are not accurate with what's going on there. I believe we had an issue with them, and they resolved the issue.
Okay.
The female's no longer responding.
See if we can get contact with the door.
No, see if you can get contact at the door. Just remember, it's a lot of glass.
I'll go to the sheriff's office. If you're inside, go to the door.
4131 radio.
4131.
I do have a glass window that has a giant hole through it.
Yep. 1033 Paris Drive.
Hey, I hear screaming and stuff. I'm making a response.
Where are you hearing screaming from?
It's over to the right, so I can come from upstairs.
Come to the door now! I have movement.
Good movement.
There's a female up here in the stairwell.
You know, stairwell.
Here she comes. Sheriff's office, come to your door! She's coming down. Cell phone. She's covered in blood.
You say at one point cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's in response to another officer saying, does she have anything in her hands? Is she armed, basically?
Yes.
And your announcement is cell phone.
Correct.
And when you come on in, actually, when you enter the residence and come up to the top of the stairs, what you find is her cell phone is right up there on the top platform, right?
There's a cell phone there, and there's a cell phone in her hand. I don't know whose cell phone she has in her hand or whose is at the top of the stairs.
Okay, let's be super clear about this, okay? The cell phone, the only cell phone that she ever held in her hand is at the top of those stairs. True or false, as far as you know?
When she was coming down those stairs, there's a phone in her hands. Whose phone it is, I don't know.
Okay, but by the time she gets down to you guys, she doesn't have her cell phone anymore.
I don't know what happened to it. I know there's a kitchen right there with a countertop there and a table there.
Okay, well, I want to be super clear about this. We're going to have to fix this if this is what you're saying. At the time she comes out of the house is dealing with the police out there in the front, you're saying she still has her cell phone?
I don't know. I didn't interact with her.
Okay.
As you see in the video, she comes out and I push her to Deputy Thompson. I tell her to go over this way.
Totally fine. If you don't know, you don't know. I'm just wanting to find out if you do know, if she took her cell phone down those stairs or not.
When she's coming down the stairs, she has a cell phone in her hands.
Yes, but then she puts it down at the top of the platform. True or false?
No.
Not true. Okay.
You can do that. You have to look up there while you're doing it. There, the TV, you see?
We're just going to give this a roll one more time.
Come to the door now! I have movement.
Good movement.
There's a female up here in the stairwell.
Watch her come about 3 steps down, then turn something down, okay?
She's already at the top of the Here she stairs at comes. this point.
Sheriff's office, come to your door.
She's coming down. Cell phone. She's covered in blood. I don't have eyes on. There she is. She's coming to the door now.
Hey man, step right here. What's going on? Step right here.
Does she still have the cell phone in her hand right now?
Get her over there. Not right there. No. Go over there.
Over here. Go over here.
Tag 0, you need a Delta 3410,
Did you find a cell phone on her later?
I didn't search her.
Okay. But for sure, there's a cell phone at the top of the flight of stairs.
Yes.
Okay. You're making the announcements, come to the door, and you shine the light through that front area that we've seen right here in the front of the house.
Correct.
Okay. In response to the light, that's when she appears and eventually comes down the stairs.
No.
No. Tell me about that.
At 1:32 on the video, you see her about 3 or 4 steps down the steps already. You hear me say, Sheriff's office, come to the door, and she's walking back up the stairs.
At one.
So she already saw us at 1:32 in the video. So
Okay.
she already sees us. She already knows we're there. She has already seen the flashlights. She's already heard us announce the sheriff's office, and then goes back up the stairs.
Why do you think she's heard you?
Objection calls for speculation.
I
You
mean,
just said she's heard him.
Sorry.
if the court would allow it, I
Hold
can
on,
announce
hold
sheriff's
on,
office
wait.
like I did.
No, everybody stop.
You don't,
Everybody stop. What's your objection?
Withdrawn.
Thank you. Go ahead.
do you know anything about Ms. Mericle's hearing?
I do not.
Do you have any awareness of her having hearing aids in both of her ears?
No.
Okay. Were you aware that Ms. Mericle's the one who called 911?
I knew a female had called 911, yes, but I did not know at this point in time who called.
Fair enough. Let's take a look at, I want to ask you some questions about these callers, okay?
All right.
This isn't a great still scene, but we'll do the best we can, okay?
Okay.
Am I correct, these two vehicles that are parked over here in front of the driveway are the two vehicles that were at the residence?
Yes.
At this point, you don't know who owns which vehicle, or even if anybody owns those vehicles that are parked there?
I know they're parked there. I don't know who's the owner of which vehicle.
Am I correct if I were to state that you did not undertake any investigation to see whether both of these vehicles were operable?
I didn't check to see if they were able to drive or not.
Did you, I think you said maybe you already answered this, you didn't do any searches of Ms. Mericle?
No.
Thank you.
Just one more question, Judge. Just to clarify, at the point where you said she comes 3 or 4 steps down the stairs and then turns around to go back up,
Yes.
are you shining your flashlight in the window at that time?
It is being shined through the bottom section of the window. So in the video, you can actually see it, the little landing that's right there as you come downstairs and then turn left, come back down. It's shining on the little landing down there.
Thank you.
Any objection to the witness being excused?
No, Judge.
Witness is excused. Thank you for your testimony. It is now approximately 15 towards 12. We will resume court at 1 o'clock. Members of the jury, as I've said and will say multiple times, please do not discuss the case with anyone. If you want to hang out with other jurors and talk about Braves baseball, that's perfectly fine. If you don't want to hang out with anyone and be by yourself, that's perfectly fine too. You are not to discuss the case, even with your fellow jurors, until deliberations. No side conversations whatsoever. Do not perform any research, paper, online, or otherwise. With that, we'll see you back at 1 o'clock. Thank you so much. Lawyers remain.